Well, hello there Reaper fans. Today we have a quick video because I have an emergency appointment with the dentist at 3:30 today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly show you a golem. I'm going to do this as a metal golem, and we're going to do a super fast speed paint of this miniature so I can get to the dentist and get this tooth ripped out. Anyway, point is, we're going to add we're going to change our golem onto a 50mm baseball base. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut off the base of this miniature using one of my little saws. Okay, so this is an army painter saw, but it's fantastic. By the way, this golem is from Reaper Miniatures, and it's the 2016 version. So you got the old plastic, you know, the old soft plastic. So what we're going to do here is we're going to just cut off the base. The base is okay. Okay, so we're taking off that horrible looking base that the golem was on, and I've put it onto a 50mm baseball base, and it's glued on there. So what I'm going to do now is just give it a nice black primer, and then we'll come back and we'll start making it look like a nice metal golem. It's a very nice miniature. I've added a black undercoat to the whole miniature, so ready for the actual adding of the metal. So what we've got here, we've got some gun metal, and I've got a nice big brush, and I am going to just go over the whole miniature very fast, and this will pick out all the metal areas. It's where the magic happens. It's absolutely fantastic. I love adding this paint like this. So it's like dry brushing, except I'm not taking all the paint off the brush like when you do dry brushing, you're really removing all the paint from the brush. But this way I've still got quite a bit of paint on the brush, but I'm using it the same way as I would a dry brush. I'm going over the whole miniature, and what's happening, it's leaving a lot more pigments over the whole of the miniature. As you can see, it's working perfectly. Very simple to do. Just add your paint to the brush, take some off on a tissue, and just go wild. And as you can see, it looks metallic already. And that's all we need to do for that part. Just let that dry a little bit, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to add a brown ink wash to the whole miniature. We'll do that together because I want to show you what I do. And that's your simple, absolutely simple way to paint metal on your miniatures. And of course you can do that for all your miniatures. You can use that for swords, you can use it for armor, chain armor. It's very, very good for chain armor. So you're just using black and then just dry brush over the black with the silver. For the next part, we're going to add the brown ink wash. This is Agrax Earthshade by Games Workshop. It's a very dark brown ink wash. So I've got an old brush here, and I'm just going to cover the whole miniature in this brown ink wash. This will actually make the metal look aged and dirty, and it gives a beautiful, beautiful effect. So what we do, we paint the whole of the armor, so all the armor. Let the ink wash go into all the recesses. Now I'm doing this very, very fast because I want to do it before the ink wash dries. And what we do is we just remove the ink wash with a tissue. So first of all, we get all the ink wash on there nice and fast like this, blub, blub, all the way. Excuse me. There we are, perfect. And what we can do now is, using our tissue, we just go over the whole area and remove on the highest areas the ink wash. This gives a beautiful effect with the metal. And of course you want to remove any pooling on the miniature as well. But this brown just works perfectly with what we're doing. And it really makes it look like aged metal now. And once it's dry, look, it'll look even better. So that's all we do. We just remove the excess. See on the top of the head there, nice and shiny now. And on the top of the armor, just removing the excess. This is giving us a light source without actually doing any work. So it works really well. Okay, so we'll leave that dry, and I'll come back. We'll do the edging, and we shall be done with this miniature. But it's very simple. We just do some edging around the tops of the miniature using silver, and that'll be the last part. And I'll paint the base gold to make it a nice metallic gold base. So I'll be back once this is dried. Okay, so let's finish off our golem. And what we got now is I'm using just pure silver. So we're using silver. And what we're going to do is just edge certain areas of our miniature just along the top edge here. A little bit just there. And here. Don't need much, just a tiny little bit. It's just to kind of, so it kind of shows through. But it makes such a difference with the reflections on the miniature. So we're just doing the highest areas, not the bottom parts, just the top parts. So there's like a light source, maybe hitting the odd bit of chipped paint or metal that's been bashed, and it's left a little mark. And of course, the top of the helmet here, we're just gonna put a little bit just there. This will be like a little light source on the one side of the helmet there, just on one side. And it's reflecting down into the mask. So that's all we need there for the light source on the top. And again, going down to the highest points on the shoulder pads there, we're going to the middle, add a little bit on that side, and on this side here you can see it as well. Just add a little bit there, a little bit of light source on the top there, and just here, going back into the silver. And just there, there, and there. And there's our light source on those parts of the metal. Going down again, just here. And just there. Just there. Just on the edges here, just a tiny little touch. Back there, just a tiny bit here, and there, that little bit there, there, and just the back of the cuffs, and we are done. Now this is a very, very fast and simple way to have a very nice tabletop quality miniature in your game. So there we are. This is the Iron Golem by Reaper Miniatures. Now I'll be back next Friday with another fantasy paint. Now next week I am hoping to start my Star Wars videos as well, which we'll be doing vintage figures that I've 3D printed. But until then, I need to get myself to the dentist because I'm in a lot of pain, and I'm hoping to get this tooth pulled out today. But we'll see. I'll probably have antibiotics now, my luck. And I've got to wait a few more weeks. But until then, loads of love to every single one of you. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And until next time.